Hey boys, welcome back to some more Nrl Supercoach. It's going to be the round 21 preview. There won't be too much to go over in this video, really. I thought I'd update you guys on what I'm going to be doing with the trades, how the team's going to pan out, and also what I'm leaning towards with the VC and the C. It's a very tough week. It's a very tough week. Because there's so many good matchups, but you gotta nail it down to two. So the big news coming out is that unfortunately Miller was not named at fullback. The young Dykes was named. That sort of stuffed me a little bit. I mean, not really, but it is annoying. I would have loved to have picked up Miller because I feel like he would have been a really big pod. I don't think that many people would have gone Cleary down to Miller. I think a lot of people would still go Cherry Evans, Walker, those established players, but going to basically a cheapie and someone who can score well in a Sharks team that has a really good draw, it would have been beautiful, but I'm just going to hold off. I'm not going to trade Cleary this week. I'm just going to wait and see, because the main targets I feel like they've all got somewhat tough matchups, apart from, well, I guess Hughes. But I don't really want all the spine Storm plays, because it inevitably one of those guys doesn't do that well, and the Storm don't have a great run after this Titans game, so I don't really want to bring in Jerome Hughes. So what I ended up doing was getting rid of Mike Acevo for Adam Dewey. I just think out of everyone available, like, I didn't have enough cash to go to Val Holmes, but I feel like Dewey is, I mean, he's coming good. The Tigers have a pretty nice draw. They have a pretty nice draw coming up. And yeah, he's got, goal kicking. I don't know why it didn't load. There we go. It's being very slow. Maybe everyone's on everyone's on Supercoach Thursday. I'll be trying to mull out their teams, but yeah, if we look, 51 against the Cows. Cowboys have been like one of the best defensive teams in the comp, so it's not shocking, honestly. 87 against the Panthers, and then the big one against the Bronx. So yeah, I don't mind it. And then I mean, it's such a juicy matchup against the Newcastle Knights. Like, I feel like the Knights are probably the worst team in the comp now. Them and the Titans. I mean, the Titans, I feel like, can play good footy on their day. The Knights, I don't know. I'm probably I could eat my word. The Tigers, the Tigers aren't that much better, but they have come good. But it's a game that the Tigers are going to shit the bed, right, and the Knights are going to come out fired up. But I don't know. All the drama, like, I just can't see the Knights really being that defensively strong. And then they've got the Sharks, tough. Roosters, a bit tough. Dragons, it's not the best run home, but if Dewey finds some form, he can score well. And I think it's I think it's the best option for that price range. And Mike Acevo, even though he keeps scoring like doubles, he's done me well. Like, I can't be disappointed pretty much since I brought him in as a pod. He's scored tries, he's got me some nice points, but he's not really going that well, and the Eels have a tough run coming up. So yeah, I think it was time for Sevo to go. Now, there's some big decisions, and I'll go through the halfbacks actually quickly, because I don't know. I feel like Cherry Evans I'm going to get next week, but if we look at the option, Hughes, like I said, it's a really good matchup this week against the Titans without doubt. Yeah, and he is cheap. He's dropped a lot of cash. It's so weird how it's crazy. Like, they're averaging the same, but he's now 552. Cherry Evans is 642. it's just when they score the points, right? It can really make a difference whether or not like they get a good 3-round average to capitalize or not. It's weird, but yeah, Hughes is cheap. He's obviously going to start going up in price as well. Cherry Evans, I feel like is the best option, but they're taking on the Eels without Moses, and that does mean Arthur comes in. But I mean, surely the Eels. Funnily enough, I am actually tipping the Seagulls in this one. I feel like it's going to be a bounce back game for them. I don't know. I just feel like the Eels are going to struggle, but I still think the Eels will defend well. And then Sam Walker, definitely a pod and can definitely go big. Take on the Broncos. How's the Roosters run? I feel like it's a mixed bag on the run home. Yeah, Broncos, Cowboys, Tigers, Storm, South. It's I don't know. Not an easy run. And his scores have just not been that great. Like, he hasn't really hit the heights. He went big against the Dragons, but was that the game Manu went 191? Or was that the Tedesco 150? I can't remember. But yeah, other than that, he really hasn't gone massive. And I think the big reason is because Luke Keary is in the side. Like, they sort of take each other's points in a way. So he does have the goal kicking, but yeah, I would rather Cherry Evans just with the base and everything else. And then anyone else? I know people are pretty keen on Reynolds. I'm not. He's probably safe for like a 60-70, but I don't think he has the ceiling. And then, yeah, anyone else? Yeah, just not really interested in at all. I mean, that I did look at Averillo. That's right. I was looking at Averillo and I was like, yeah, he's hitting some form. But again, Averillo doesn't really have that high ceiling as well. He is cheap. He is very cheap. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, I'm just going to wait a week, and I'm probably just going to pick up Cherry Evans next week. But we'll see, have a week and see if anyone sort of shines. And also, the Sharks, if the young fella Dykes doesn't play very well or, anything happens, Miller is obviously there in the wing. So, if it ends up happening that Miller takes his spot, I could just go to him next week. But yeah, that's a pipe dream. So there's a couple of big decisions this week is vice captaincy, and also who do I play? Because you're looking at the team, right? Tass and Anderson are both really good plays this week. Anderson particularly, I think he's in the centers, which I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's good or bad, but they're taking on the Titans, whose edge defense is just shocking. So Anderson is such a good play this week. And Tass, they're taking on the Warriors. I feel like he's a great play as well. But obviously Manu is definite. Garrick is definite. Sawali, so it's... There's one issue with Sawali now, and that's the fact that Manu is a ball hog. And the way he played last week, Manu, was he was playing more as a 5'8". Like, he was playing inside of Butcher. Butcher was going out to the centers and Manu was going infield, which meant that the ball like never went to the wing of Sawali. So if they keep that sort of structure, then Sawali is a bit of a, not great. Like, other than kicks, is he going to be seeing that much footy? Probably not. And just Manu just doesn't pass. Like, unless he's got a freakish flick pass, he doesn't like to. He doesn't like to pass. So I don't know. Maybe I sit Sawali. And also it's going to be up against Oates or Cobbo. Both good wingers in their right mind. So maybe Sawali sits, and then Taylor May up against the Raiders. I actually feel like I sit Taylor May as well. I think that one's, it's a risk. It's definitely I can switch it when Dewey. Obviously, Dewey is starting. We'll just start with Dewey, and then work it out. And you know what? Tass up against the Warriors. You know what? I like it. I do like it actually a lot. I mean, the annoying thing is that Sawali is a pod play as well. You know, if he was highly owned, then it would be nicer. But he's a bit of a pod because a lot of people sold him. It looks like a few people bought him back recently, but yeah, I'm sitting, tick out of 200 now, and I could just play it safe. But like, what's the difference? You know, if I bang out some big scores with a couple of pod moves, I could claw my way back up close to the top 100. If that doesn't pan out, it's not gonna, if I drop another couple hundred spots, like what's the difference between like 200 or like even 700, 800? Like it doesn't really matter. So I might as well go for it. And then who do I play as my reserves? That's also tough. Mitchell, obviously. Burden, obviously. Who are they taking on? They're taking on the Cowboys. Do I play Burden? I feel like I've got to. Like, I brought him in. Or maybe I don't. Honestly, I don't know. Anderson, I'm going to play. Up against the Titans, like, that's just such a good matchup. He might get fucking nothing, and I'll be sad. But you gotta try. You gotta try with that one. So Mitchell and Anderson, definites. May and Sawali, I think I'm just going to sit both those. Cleary's out. Tamalolo, definite. And then, McInnes is really good. I actually feel like I go McInnes over Burden this week. Up against the Cowboys. Just, yeah. Because surely the Cowboys, amp up for that game in Bundaberg. And, yeah, it feels bad to bring Burden in and then not even play him. But McInnes, you may as well utilize his starting lock minutes while you can. Because obviously Finucane's going to be back, I think, next week. So, might as well take one more week of it. Because he played 78 minutes. How do you not, why do you not play the full 80? What happened there? That's very strange. He went off with 2 minutes to go. Did he really not play the full 80? But yeah, if he's playing those big minutes, man, he's just, you got to play him surely. So McInnes, Tamalolo, Anderson, and Mitchell. I mean, again, like that's right, yeah, I've got Tars in there. So I think that's what I'm doing. It feels bad to sit Sawali, May, Burden, Elliott. I mean, that's the other thing as well. Elliott is, oh my god, my dog is squeaking. Oh, you guys can probably hear that. It's pretty loud. But Elliott, I honestly wish Elliott was just missing this week, because then I wouldn't have the desire to play him. Honestly, maybe I don't play fucking Fafita. I mean, Storm's edge defense has not been great, so Fafita probably is going to bang out a sneaky try. I don't know. Well, I'll think about that, but I think the rest of the team is pretty much right. Like I said, Sin Burden doesn't feel great, but I don't know. Taking a couple of risks this week, why not? Nothing to lose, so might as well go for it. And then captaincy, vice captaincy. So this is what I've been umming and ahhing about, because it's out of Manu, Pappenhausen, and Nico Hines for me. Obviously, I would love to like captain. I guess like. God damn! Now I'm thinking, like, Mitchell is such a good vice captain option. And I was thinking, like, I'm not gonna do it because he plays after the Melbourne and the Roosters game, and I'll miss the chance to vice captain one of those. But Nico Hines up against the Dragons is a really solid C option. I would never just straight C Mitchell, because you just never know. Like, he can be so lazy in games and just not do anything. But I feel, oh my god. It's either going to be... Oh, man, I got to make the decision. It's either going to be Mitchell, vice-captain, Hines, captain, which is pretty good. Like Hines, like I know Hines hasn't really been hitting the huge games lately, but he's just very solid. I mean, yeah, he's still like 47 against Panthers, fair enough. He's still got an 80, 96, 96. That was against Gold Coast and Bulldogs. What do you get? Has he played Dragons? He got 124 against the Dragons. Oh, I feel like that's pretty good. Or the other option is Vice Captain Manu. Is that what I was going to do? Yeah, Vice Captain Manu, Captain Munster. I don't know. They're both really good options. Obviously, I could go like... Well, that was the other thing I was thinking was... I was going to skip Manu because I felt like maybe the Broncos turn up this game. Vice Captain Munster against the Titans. No, you know, I can't... No, I can't not Vice Captain Munster against the Titans. He's going to be goal kicking. You just can't not do it. And then... and then after that game, I'm going to decide if I captain the safe surety of Nico Hines or I go with the potential of what's his name, Latrell Mitchell. I like that. I mean, you know, if Manu and Tedesco goes massive, it'll stink. It'll stink for sure. But I'm just hoping my Broncos can fire up a bit. The only worry is that Manu is probably on the side. Yeah, he'll be on Mariners' side, wouldn't he? Because he plays on the right. Katoni Staggs plays on the right. So they won't be marking up against each other. And he'll be up against the youngster, who's a very good talent, but it's going to be a tough ask. But this one I'm not going to change it. This is what I'm going to go with. You know, you can and like it's luck. At the end of the day, it's all luck. Doesn't matter. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the Supercoach action. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.